So recently I did a playthrough of Crash Nitro Kart, and a big reason why I wanted to play that again, because it's been a while since I played it, and I wanted to see why it's not as memorable as Crash Team Racing, the game it's clearly obviously a sequel to. The basic gameplay is actually quite strong and just as good as the original. The controls are tight, everything feels fine. The only sort of core issue with the gameplay directly is the anti-gravity sections where you drive up and down the walls and all that sort of stuff, which would obviously later be done in Mario Kart 8 to greater effect. The biggest problem is that it's not smooth. You go up or down a slope and you can actually physically hear the car sort of jutter and it doesn't snap smoothly. Like obviously visually you can understand, graphics at the time, it can't look perfectly smooth, but you at least expect like the collisions to be nice and smooth, but they're not. As I said, you can even hear it in the audio, and here's a clip of it now. And unfortunately these sort of zero gravity sections are quite common through the game, so they make it less fun, and it just feels like you're slowing down, which in a racing game isn't exactly what you want. But that's the only sort of core issue with the gameplay itself, but I think what really makes Crash Nitro Kart sort of less memorable than the original is how much it just borrows from the original. Now obviously the core gameplay being the same is absolutely fine, that's what people wanted, that's what I wanted, but they just copied too many of the actual track elements and the track ideas. For example, obviously in Crash Team Racing there was Crash Cove, the beach level. Here you get another beach level. There was Tiger Temple, and here you get another level like Tiger Temple. You get the snow levels in the original, you get the snow levels here. There's just so many levels that just feel like blatant copies. Like, the game takes place on alien planets. Why not take advantage of that premise and just go nuts, Oh, have a level take place on a planet made of entirely of crystals. You can go absolutely crazy, but they just copy too much of the original and it's just boring. But yeah, there's not really much to talk about when it comes to Crash Nitro Kart. It's more the same. And then not in the good way. Like, the thing is, when it comes to sequels, you kind of expect it to be more the same, and that's absolutely fine, because usually that means you like the original game so much that you want more. But you at least want them to try and mix things up a little bit, and they just didn't do enough here. Even Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3, which were basically the same as the first game, still added a lot of new things in different environments, so it felt new and refreshing. But Crash Nitro Kart, unfortunately, is just not original enough. But despite those criticisms, I still think it's a decent game as a whole, and I do give it a very mild recommendation. I played the PS2 version as a kid, and when I did my playthrough I did the GameCube because it was just easy to emulate, so I imagine the GameCube and I think there's an Xbox version. I think I recommend those ones more just because they probably have a better frame rate and run better and all that sort of stuff. And I would be interested in playing the Game Boy Advance version sometime because obviously that's a completely different game. Thanks for watching.